how to make thick chords. So a good thing about, and this is a question more for music theory, that I really enjoy to talk about music theory. Because as you know, I have a bunch of books about music theory, and I bought a bunch of books. And actually, let me grab one. And as you can see, it's just in my arm reach to get this course, this book. And I strongly recommend you to buy some courses on music theory. Let me stay out of the frame. Maybe I can put it here. Yeah, maybe. And this is a cool book. To be honest, I think there are more options. I finished this in, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I think 2 weeks. And at the end it was a little bit hard to read because it had some typos, actually a lot of typos, and the images did not match the entire text. So it's kind of hard to read, but at the beginning, if you are just learning or starting with music theory, I think this is a really cool book to have. And I have this book every time, as you see, at arm's length, because every time that I have a question, for instance, here, this chapter I just open is the circle of fifths. So every time that I have a question, I can just grab a book and get some of my questions answered in terms of music theory. So let's go to FL Studio so that I can show you what is how to do thick chords. So, and actually we can play around with this morphine. So let's grab a nice preset. Okay, this could work. Now let's go ahead and let's go here to the channel rack. No, actually, let's go to a new pattern. So let's do here a minor chord, C minor, and let's do then C, D sharp major. Let's go here. So this very simple chord. So how can we make this chord thicker? So as you see, we have these two chords thicker. And one thing that I like to use to make them thick is to add more notes. It's very basic, very simple, but it really works when you want to make them thicker. So as you can see, we have C, D sharp, and G. So what we can do is we can start by adding, for instance, another octave of C. So now it's a little bit thicker. It's a little bit more aggressive, I guess. Maybe that could be the best word to describe it. Let's add a G. So now it's getting a little bit more intense. So let's take that off. So as you can see, it's thicker, has more power to it. We can still also go a little bit higher. So let's go, for instance, let's add another G here. And as you can see, of course, this is louder. But if we go ahead and let's take that out. Let's see the difference between this one and this one. So this is thinner, this is thicker. So this is a little bit more, has a little bit more body and also a little bit louder. So if we go to the mixer and if we check let's see here, let's see the volume of the first one and the second one. As you can see, let's start with this one here. We have there. And you see that it's quite of a big difference. So let's bring this down a little bit in volume so that we can match the peak volume of both. Maybe a little bit more. So now if I start this, it's around there. Let's see the other one around. So they have pretty much the same volume now. And as you can see, it sounds a little bit thicker. It sounds more, it has more body to it. Of course, we added some low notes. So a good way to make the chords thicker is to just add lower notes. You don't have to add all of the notes. What I mean, you don't have to have, you don't have to copy the entire chord and then move it 1 octave or 2 octaves down. But what you can do is just add different notes. For instance, this one, let's add D sharp because we already have C, G. Let's add here the D sharp. That doesn't sound that great because it's too low. Let's go with C. So even thicker. Okay, so let's do the same thing here for this one. So we have D sharp. Let's add a D sharp and A sharp. So now we have increase in volume. So let's increase all of the volume of all the notes like that. And let's add also a D sharp here. So now let's listen to all of the notes. So as you can see, this made the chords sound thicker and sound more with more body, more full. So let's listen to the entire with this drum beat. I mean, it's not the best loop, but kind of works. Let's put this in a stretch. And let's add here a waves ultra maximizer. Wait, what's happening here? Waves, dynamics, ultra maximizer. Just to clip the output so that we don't clip here. But as you can see, let's take this out. So these are thin, and when we add the extra notes, now it makes them thicker. So I think that's it on how to add thick notes or how to make the notes thicker, or how to make thick chords. I'm around. My brain is not processing very well today.